It's okay. I have it set to me. You know, hello, everybody. Welcome to Nerds on the Couch. It's 7 o'clock. It's September 17th, 2015, and we got a lot to cover, especially since, I'm still recovering from the Las Cruces Comic Con. I don't know about you guys, but we keep getting shots of Sherman's stuff. You know?
What?
Yeah, there's still sound coming as
It's the
well.
Yeah.
wind.
Yeah, but then you're in
Haters.
Florida, so it's a hurricane again. But we got to thank Troy and his wife, for having us at the Las Cruces Comic Con. It was awesome. Angela was so nice to us. And I got to say, we had a great time. We had a booth. We said hi to a lot of people. A lot of people recognized us, which tells us that we're doing something right. And we made a whole lot of new friends and a whole lot of celebrity guests. I'm not going to say anything about some celebrities, but some were really good. And, we had a great time again with Christina Dark, and we bothered the hell out of Ginny Giuseppe. So it was a great convention.
Yay, restraining order.
Not on me.
Another one to add to the pile, huh?
Oh, that's awful.
I need
No.
to take a restraining order to Renee.
Kerrigan Mahan asked me, is David like that all the time? I was like, yeah, that's David. Okay. So you're famous now, David.
For being insane, yeah.
Yeah.
First it was, let me see, Captain
Shatner.
Kirk,
Yeah.
William Shatner. Now it's Mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
He's
crazy.
a running buddy now.
Yeah. And we had a lot of awesome, we picked up some good info over there, and we're looking for, we're looking forward to next year, and hopefully the El Paso Comic Con is also next year. It's run by the same guys. Hopefully it'll be a big success, and we'll probably get over there too. So right now, covering up conventions and all that, we have the Horror Fest coming up, which you can look on Facebook for that, and a big Halloween party. And then, of course, the Sun City Sci-Fi next month, too. And hopefully we'll get Ian on a future episode to talk to us about that. But Nichelle Nichols and Vern Troyer. So, hey, that's going to be awesome.
I shall call him Mini-Me.
I don't think.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jose, if you follow Facebook, Lieutenant Uhura beat the shit out of Boba Fett.
Yeah. Don't mess with them old people. They're mean.
Language. And was Sherman doing Thriller in the back?
Well,
Did you guys see the steampunk Iron Man? Did he show up?
No.
Oh, he wasn't there.
Oh, man.
That's a shame. Well,
We had the 501st, which is always awesome to see those guys, and they did a special ceremony inducting. I forgot her name. She played.
Barbara Goodwin. Goodman.
Goodson.
Yeah,
Goodson.
Goodson. Barbara Goodson. Yeah, she was Rita Repulsa, but she was also the Sith witch in the Clone Wars.
oh, cool.
So they
Yeah.
did a special induction of her in the Star Wars. So it was really cool watching that.
We need more Sith witches in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
We need
Well,
a
you
Sith
never-
witch 501st.
You never know in Rebels now.
What's the matter? Sarge Ventress wasn't enough for you?
No, it's never enough.
It's never enough.
Oh,
That
I know
shiny
we're
head
gonna
didn't remind you of anybody?
talk about Rebels a little later in our show, but I'm just thinking since Captain Rex is coming and he's old, can you imagine what Ventress would look like in Rebels?
But she's a Sith witch, man. You know, the dark side keeps you. Never mind. No, never mind.
No, it doesn't
No.
keep. No.
Keep you? No.
I think she looks like Patrick Stewart at this point.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Every time I hear Patrick Stewart or think about Patrick Stewart, I think about that commercial he's in now for Strongbow.
Oh yeah.
That he got fired.
Yeah, you're You're fired.
And he was, how dare
Jumbo!
Anytime I hear Patrick Stewart, I think of American Dad, and he's, Agent Bullock. It's
Well, he's
awful.
coming out in that new TV show, and it's going to show a complete different side of Patrick Stewart.
Oh, it seems like
The
he's gonna
comedy.
be. Yeah, I think he's gonna be just having a good old time on that. Like he's just gonna let loose, have fun.
It's
Run
his
around.
version of shit my dad said.
He does that in
Stuff.
American Dad, dude. He does awful things in that show.
Yeah.
He does awful things in that show.
Well, moving on, we got a couple of news things to cover. First, I know, Chino, you're excited about this.
No.
Jenna Coleman is officially leaving.
Should have happened last season. I told you.
What took them so long?
Good. She's gonna go the way of Mr. Pink, hopefully.
Well, I think she should have left with Matt Smith. Honestly, I think I agree. She was memorable. She was a great companion to Matt Smith. But I just did not. But again, we talked about this earlier. I'm still not feeling Peter Capaldi, and I wasn't feeling Souffle Girl in this one. I remember a point we were excited about it. Remember, we were excited
Yeah.
about Souffle Girl. We were excited about all that. What's the mystery? What's going on? And
She's always with the doctor.
it ran its course. To me, it just ran its course.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Well, what ruined it, I think, in my opinion, what ruined it was when we already found out the mystery. After that, she wasn't that interesting anymore, Oh, she's going through the timeline. She's, like, oh, well, okay, that answered that question. After that, the mystery's gone. It's hard to... And, they kept it going with the romance angle thing, too, But once Capaldi came in, that romance angle was gone, Although I will admit, having like those 2 episodes where she says, I'm not that guy anymore, I'm me, was interesting. I like that because it did raise a lot of interesting questions. But if she'd have left then, I would have been happy. But oh well.
Well, I mentioned it before. I think it would have been really great to have a companion reject a new doctor.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Just to show that, that sometimes when
Looks
the new
do
doctor
matter.
comes in, it's not looks, it's personality too. It's
Well-
a completely different person.
We've had it before.
Who's rejected who?
Perry rejected Colin Baker's doctor completely. Hated him. Went ahead and said, "You're vicious, you're cruel," and basically, then she went ahead and got written off the show. He let her die. If you remember the episode.
No, Colin.
Then you found out
people
that,
stop
no,
watching
she
that.
didn't let her die. Yeah, no, I know. It was my least favorite doctor for the same reason that Perry hated him. Perry hated him. But that's going back to the original doctors. She rejected him. She did not trust him, did not like him, could not stand him.
No, by that point I stopped watching Doctor Who back in those
Yeah,
days.
and a lot
Yeah.
of people did that. So.
Yeah, well, Colin Baker basically, I never liked him as much.
Well, Colin Baker gets a lot of bad press, but gotta remember, writing in the show was already getting bad at that point.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were already losing steam, which I'm kind of scared of Doctor Who now. You know what I mean? Because nowadays, in this last season of Doctor Who, it was some Doctor Who episodes, but basically everything was focused around Clara. What's her
I
relationship?
disagree.
What's she doing? What is she gonna be the new Doctor? Oh, look, they're calling her the new Doctor. Yeah, man, most of the focus was on her. Capaldi was there here and there, but I think mostly they spent a lot of time on Claire Oswin.
Well,
No,
I'm interested to see what they do with Missy. If they mess up this opportunity, because Missy's a great character.
well, let me bring that up. That was the highlight of the season.
Yeah, it ended in a
Wait.
very big bang, and it's
Well,
different.
all of our collective jaws dropped when the girl was like, "Well, I can't call myself the master, can I?" All our jaws dropped at that moment.
Female master, I go for it.
Well,
I love
it's
that
not
idea.
surprising there, but
Yeah.
it works. It works. I mean, I still don't think we'll ever see a female doctor, But
You never know.
I know we never know, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
I want to
Unofficially,
see
we
an
already
Indian.
have,
I want to see a
Well,
British Indian one.
that would be
if you
kind of
accept
cool.
Donna Doctor.
Yeah,
But
what?
Donna Doctor.
Unofficially, we already seen one, but that is if you accept Donna Doctor as a doctor.
Well, if we do accept her, it was a limited thing because she's gonna die, man.
It wasn't. She didn't maintain, so it didn't count.
yeah, I don't count it. I don't. But with that, I mean, next season, it's weird what they're doing because apparently, I don't want to say they're cheap or BBC's cheap, but
We're not. We're not.
yeah, they're doing cheap because the Doctor Who episodes, it's huge around the world. That's the thing they acknowledge. It is the ratings are always high. It has a cult following all over the world. This is the #1 sci-fi show on Earth, and they said that it takes a lot of money, especially for the special effects to kick it up a notch, keep delivering the high product we expect. That
I know the Ood are crazy.
next season they're going to take a year off, and so it's going to be every other year now for Doctor Who.
Oh, that's stupid. No.
Because, well, the other thing that's happening is that 1 year is Doctor Who, next year, the following year is Sherlock, and then Doctor Who, Sherlock, Doctor Who, Sherlock. They're going to be alternating, and I'm not a big Sherlock fan. I know my daughter is, but
I like it.
I'm not that crazy about it. I'm not like dedicated to it.
If it's a choice between Doctor Who and Sherlock, sorry Sherlock, go ahead and pack your bags. Go ahead and play, Doctor Strange and another dragon. I want my Doctor Who.
I want my Doctor Who if they get better with the writing. That's the bottom line for me. I'm starting to lose interest just because they need to do something,
And I agree. I think a companion will probably do a little better job with it, but changes need to happen, and I think they're realizing that. I think Peter Capaldi maybe will be around for 2 more seasons, and then that's it, gone.
Conservatively speaking, I say maybe 1 more season, dude. I don't see Capaldi unless things dramatically change. I don't see it, beyond this season. We'll see.
I disagree.
Well, I predict 2 seasons. Chino predicts 1. David, do you think he's going to go for a full 7?
Maybe not full 7, but he's going to at least go for 2 more. I think that he's starting to hit his stride, and he was starting to hit his stride towards the end of the last season. And basically, I think that he, they didn't know what to do with him until the very end. They kept on going ahead and not, handling it the right way, trying to at times write him just like he's still Matt Smith. He's not Matt Smith. He's a harsher doctor. He's a different doctor.
I think they, and this shows where the writing is they're gonna have to do a little bit better with the writing. I think the fact they threw in Missy, they had to. They didn't have a choice. They had to make that last 2 episodes interesting. They had to bring the Master back. I mean, can you see them getting our interest any other way?
Well,
I don't think
they keep on building.
Hold on, David. Hold on. Are you implying that they did it last minute?
That was all throughout the season.
Not last minute. I think it was more of a, they had to do something. The only way they could make this season interesting was they had to bring the Master back. There was no other way this season was going to be as good as it was without the Master being back. I can't think of any other villain. In fact, if they'd invented a new villain to try to have the Doctor fight him, I don't think it would have had the same impact. I think they had to bring the Master back.
I'll tell you this: there is a big problem, and you're acting like the last season with Matt Smith was wonderful. It wasn't. It was so repetitive of the villain of the week, of basically cliche after cliche. And the thing is that I felt the way that they developed Missy, and she was not last minute thing. It's not like she came out at, she was sort of a thing. Who is this girl? And it started in the first episode of the season.
And you prove my
So
point. I think the reason it started with the first episode of the season is because, like you said, Matt Smith's episodes became repetitive. Matt Smith's episodes became predictable, and I think they had to do something. And the only thing they can think to do was to bring back the Master. Instead of moving
No.
forward and creating something new, they
No.
reintroduced the Master.
No, see,
I disagree there. I just disagree there.
I rewatched the Matt Smith's final season, and there was a lot that I missed because there was an overall really good storyline. And the last season, part of it was this arc of Trenzalore, which it ended. Remember the season before, they hinted at it with Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who, the question. And here, that last season was the 50th anniversary season. And so, if you remember, that's why they brought back all the classic villains and classic, it kind of, yes, it did become the monster of the week, but, there was an overarching storyline coming out of it, and I think at the end it worked. When they had to answer certain questions about the Doctor, which was the theme of the 50th anniversary, was always, well, what's with the Doctor? Who is the Doctor? And that was the question, at the end that they answered, was that, he is this being, and you had he is this being who does this work, and he had a destiny because Trenzalore, he always knew what Trenzalore was, and he's heading there, and the timeline, the 50th with Jenna going into the timeline, having the Forrest Gump video cuts of the other Doctors, it all worked. To me, and I think you gotta rewatch it again to understand it a little better.
Well, I mean, the writing. The thing is that they kept on going ahead and bringing, and the thing is that this is something with Matt Smith's era anyway. They kept on having good storylines that they just drop. Nothing goes with it. The Silence was supposed to come back, and the thing is that it was going to be like, almost like a big battle, and then they just dropped the storyline. But as for the idea that Missy was just brought in just because, we need to, we've jumped the shark and we need another shark to jump. No.
Yeah, and that part I agree with David. I think it was planned a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a jump the shark moment.
I don't see it as a jump a shark moment. I see it as a moment of desperation. I mean, what else can they do?
That's a jump a shark. The shark.
When they have a moment of desperation, what do? They go back to what they did before.
That's
they've already had the
Cybermen.
That's the definition of jump the shark.
Yeah,
well,
and I
okay,
disagree.
exactly
this was not desperation.
No, if we're gonna talk about Cybermen, when they introduced him with David Tennant, that storyline with Cybermen was a lot more impactful. If we're gonna talk about the Master with David Tennant was more interesting. That storyline when they first introduced him was interesting. This one just seems they're rehashing the same thing. You might see it as new, but I don't.
It's because they're running out of bad guys. It's like he keeps getting rid of them, and then for some reason they always end up coming back. Cybermen, the freaking Ood, was it the Zentari?
Well,
all come back. Not bad guys.
Let's bring up the Daleks, man.
the Daleks. One episode here they are, zoop. They're gone. They're never gonna come back. They're lost in another world. Next thing you know, where is the Doctor? Exterminate! Exterminate!
You do that.
If you want to compare, if you want to complain about that, this is just the same as comic books going ahead and killing off the villain just to have. Killing off the superhero just to have him come back as the next flavor of the month.
You watch your mouth there, son.
Well, that's kind of thing. You can't kill good bad guys. People want them. People want the Daleks. People want the Cybermen. They want the Silence. They want the
Joker.
Yeah, the Joker's coming back no matter what. And that's a good segue, guys, because our next topic is going into Warner Brothers.
Oh,
Which Warner Brothers, man, has been talking up a lot of things that have been going on, which I got to say so far, they're doing a lot better than 20th Century Fox right now. You know,
You mean they're not doing so fantastic?
Terrible.
well,
Fantastic
first
has
of all,
left the building.
I can tell you right now, talking, I was speaking to a reporter from the Hollywood Heroes,
I
and
thought you were going to say the Daily Bugle.
no,
Oh, they're taking over those offices.
yeah, and Warner Brothers is excited about what they got on their hands. We know that Zack Snyder confirmed that they're adding scenes. They're adding more Batman scenes to Batman versus Superman, and his logic, or according to him, was that he was saying that he felt that the movie needed not necessarily to redo the origin, but to explain who Batman is. Because he was saying that in Man of Steel, you have a whole movie explaining who Superman is. And he said he's reintroducing Batman, and he felt that they needed to show that there is a difference between the Christian Bale Batman and the Ben Affleck Batman.
But the thing is, do you really need to do that?
No,
In this
you
case,
don't.
yes,
Yeah.
because he's a different Batman.
This goes back to what Dax was mentioning way back when in one of our shows. He was saying he would have liked if there'd have been a new Batman movie and then a Batman versus Superman. He says that would have spaced it well, where you would have given room to introduce Batman in the movie. So it's interesting that this is way back when that he mentioned it. That now they're kind of trying to mesh those two ideas together. They're trying to
Well,
introduce Batman in a
No,
Superman
it's
movie.
not a full
They're-
origin story, but they're going ahead and re-looking at his motivations. What is it? Why is he out there? And it's not just because, ooh, boo, hoo, hoo, I'm a rich guy that basically they killed my parents, so I'm going to get back at them. He wants it a little more real to that.
What happened to
And
him
we've
just
had
being Batman?
But we've already had the other so many times and
Batman.
done over and over again. I'm mad because
Where is he? Where is he?
Well, we have to remember one thing. This is what the point Zack Snyder was saying. We have to emphasize, if they put another movie in, they would so easily compare it to Christian Bale.
Yeah. And
And
in this
they
case,
decided
it's
not to, because this is a new Batman. This is a Batman who is in a world of superheroes, who is in a world where magic and the comic book world
And
exists. And
And he
this is
doesn't
a
trust
different
any of them.
Batman. Yeah, and this is a different Batman who exactly has different motivations. We know that there was a Robin in here, and he died. So there is that motivation. There is the superheroes. There is the aliens. There's way more than what we've seen.
I get a feel that his motivation is no more. I'm going to draw my line in the sand. No more gods trampling on mere mortals.
Okay.
And that's what he sees Superman as, is a mere god, another mere god that will trample on,
Yeah, I don't know. I see it a little bit differently. If
no
I look
more
at
gods.
if I look at the go ahead.
Well, no. Let's hold on, guys. Hold on. I'll let you, Orly. But I want to hear what do you think we'll see in this movie? What Batman are we going to see here?
Okay,
Why is he fighting Superman?
if we're gonna look at this movie, looking at this movie, I mean, they've emphasized they're gonna try to do the Dark Knight, the Return of the Dark, or the Dark Knight Returns. That's kind of what they're trying to angle for, right? So if we're gonna go with that angle, it means that Batman did give up the fight for a while. It does emphasize that maybe he hasn't been Batman in a while. You know what I mean? And what I love about that is we're not gonna see him with a cane and whatever. You know what I mean? So I think that's great. I think we're gonna see that done faithfully. I think we're gonna see a Batman that maybe already hasn't been Batman for a while. And I think after the tragedy of the Metropolis and stuff like that, that gives him the motivation to come back to
Agreed.
fight You know, that's what I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be he's been Batman. You know, okay, he's been Batman, but I think there was a point where he took a break. That's kind of what at least if we're
Agreed.
gonna follow the storyline, that's what it's gonna be like.
Well,
I agree.
what's different from what David said before?
What did David say before?
What I said was his motivation is no more gods, no more
Yeah.
of these people gods. I'm going to draw the line in the sand.
Yeah, see,
After
when-
Robin died, he basically said, "Okay, no what they don't need me anymore." And now he sees these gods, and he says, "Yeah, they do need me." And I'm not. We see the scene where he's, holding the kid from the destruction, and he partially blames Superman for allowing the fight to go ahead and still happen inside the city.
Yeah,
I kind of see both of you saying the same thing.
It
Yeah.
is. I am saying the same thing. He's the one
So
that
you
said I wasn't
agree?
saying the same.
You two
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah,
Oh my
amazing. Oh my
god!
Holy crap! Oh my
See,
God!
what I thought David was saying
Can't
was
make something loud enough to.
No. You can't say anything more. You guys agree. That's it.
We'll leave it at that.
Oh,
Ah.
oh.
It's never
Okay,
going to happen
Sherman.
again.
I think Sherman had a point. Go ahead, Sherman.
In the immortal words of Captain America, my God doesn't wear a cape.
No,
All right,
that's not
I
what
like
he said.
that.
He said,
okay, well, this is.
what was it
Oh,
like?
hold on, Orly, what's
Uh,
your take on this?
Well, I was gonna say, the fact that they're bringing out to explain that he is a different Batman. Yeah, more than likely he will be. This will be a Batman that doesn't need a punch in the back to fix his back.
In the same
He
direction
won't
it was
fix
broken
his
in
knee with like elastic bands or whatever. Going, oh, I hold it right tight. All right, now I can jump and make hoops and do everything else.
That
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi touch.
Oh yeah, like, fixed.
You know what? I gotta admit,
Charge!
so far, the person who's impressed me is not Ben Affleck's Batman. So far, Jeremy Iron as Alfred has impressed me so far.
Okay,
We'll
yeah.
see where we go from there.
Well, I gotta say, since you brought up our discussion with Wes, that was like 2 years ago.
Oh god,
Yeah,
Yeah,
has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
that
It
long.
has.
yeah.
It has.
And I want to ask now, because I had this discussion with our friend George Baeza at the Las Cruces Comic Con. That we bashed Ben Affleck. We said, "Oh my God, he's just going to be terrible," and the choices they make and all this. But I gotta say, as I've seen the previews, I've seen pictures of him as Bruce Wayne and Batman. I've seen a little bit more of it. My opinion is slowly changing on this guy.
Agreed.
No, at all.
I'll tell you what I do like. I do like the kind of like how they do with in the cartoon and in the toy series. They give Batman different suits, and that's what they're doing with this Batman. And then he's got that one steampunk style, brown overcoat suit that he's wearing in that one scene, So I think that's neat, and I look forward to seeing.
Well, that I'm
seeing-
curious about. I am so curious about that.
Yeah,
Death scene and the people kneeling to Superman.
they've made the comments that following the graphic novel, they're thinking is he one of the bad boys? Because that's what you had. He turned an army of delinquents into a bad army, basically. So you do kind of get the sense that it's a Batman army versus a Superman army. That's kind of the sense you're getting. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's kind of what it seems like.
Well, from the sources I spoke to, it's there's going to be like a dream sequence that it's not real. Like the wasteland, and Superman has an arm. Like Superman's taken over the world, and it's something like what Batman, his worst nightmare, sees.
Oh, that would suck.
I
Well,
don't know yet.
It's interesting because that'll be making reference to Injustice, which the game was all about that. Superman taking over the world,
Yeah, and Batman goes against him and
Yeah.
all that, and I don't know how it's going to work out. This guy is alluding to like that vision that in the Man of Steel, where they're in the psychosis and the dream sequence, You know, where the skulls and Superman's like drowning.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying this is something like that. It's like they're going into the fears. They're playing on fears. Some
That
kind of
was Zod
psychic
messing
thing.
with his head, though, wasn't it? Zod was messing with his head at
Yeah.
that point, wasn't he?
And
Yeah.
this is probably Luthor messing with his head because
Oh, that
you know,
that
part of
makes that.
part of the story is how Lex Luthor is manipulating behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Lex Luthor.
Yay,
Yeah,
Jesse
that's
Eisenberg.
talking about Lex Luthor. I was wondering what you guys thinking about it.
I
I
have a
like
hard
him.
time with him. I have a hard time with Jesse Eisenberg playing Luthor.
It looks scary, man.
J.C. Eisenberg always comes off like a condescending jerk. So
Yeah.
him playing
But that's
Luther works for me. That makes sense to me.
Because
I can
Luther
see
is a
Luther.
condescending jerk.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't
That's
know.
what I mean.
But my problem is that he just seems to be. He's not just a condescending jerk, but he's a young condescending jerk. And the thing is that Lex Luthor, always was very confident, but he had maturity.
Let me
Luthor was a
confirm one thing.
mastermind.
David, this is an interesting fact. It doesn't look like it, but Jesse Eisenberg and Henry Cavill are the same age.
I know.
Oh.
You know what?
Jesse
You know
Eisenberg
what?
is not that young.
If we look at the movie, it'll be interesting because what trailers we've seen with Lex Luthor, we've seen him being condescending, we've seen everything going his way. I want to see a scene where he loses his hair and gets angry. He's like,
Well,
that's
no.
what I'm looking forward to.
Well, Chino, I got the impression it was a wig.
It was
think he
always
wearing
a
a
wig.
wig?
Yeah.
It is a wig. Well, okay.
And then-
Either way,
and then-
I want to see the wig come off, and I want
Yeah.
to see him lose his cool. That's what I want to. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, I'm gonna say, before I let you guys, I want to say I'm hoping that we see him in the suit, in Kryptonian suit, because there's pictures of him, that I saw in the magazine with him and Kryptonite, like looking over the glowing green rock.
Yeah.
Looking.
You know what?
I'm hoping to see him in the suit.
As long as the suit is green, I won't have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my problem with Eisenberg. Eisenberg, in no film has he, outside of Facebook, but even then it still presented him as a thief. He's never done a role where he's, actually played somebody intelligent.
I don't know. Adventureland. He was pretty no. But you're wrong.
He wasn't intelligent. He was an average guy who got away.
He was pretty good in Now You See Me.
He's pretty condescending in that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he still plays second string to Woody Harrelson.
Well, I think we can debate on that, but I think it's good casting. I think overall it's good casting, and
I think it's okay casting.
and I think, well, again, the debate's going to be settled next year. I pretty much know how that review, that episode's going to go down, but I think overall, that Warner Brothers is actually really confident about it. The movie is technically under wraps. Zack Snyder said he finished it. But this extra scenes and all that, he wants to beef up the Batman role because he wants the audience to know that this is not the Christian Bale Batman, this is the new Batman. And then also the same thing, let's remember too, Batman was not going to be in Suicide Squad. He was originally not going to be in it. But then somewhere down the line, they decided, they had the parts with the Joker, and they decided, you know what, we got to put Batman in this.
Yeah.
For that
Briefly.
small cameo. For the small cameo he's going to have. He's not even going to be in the movie for 10 minutes. But I still think it's pretty awesome that in 1 year, we're going to see Batman in 2 movies.
Are they going to beef up Wonder Woman and Aquaman and the rest? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah.
Or,
They
because they're
beefed up-
beefing up Batman, are they going to cut those scenes, or are they going to be
No.
okay? How's it going to work?
They already, intentionally, Wonder Woman was going to have the cameo.
Yeah.
Right.
But somewhere along the way, they realized this is just too good. This is just, you gotta, she's stealing the scenes in her scenes. So
Mhm.
they beefed up her role. So it's really a Trinity movie. And they
And then
they
you
pretty
have
much said,
Aquaman.
yeah, no, you have all of them. They already said all of them are there. but they're all going to have small cameos. It's a small cameo for everybody else, but it's leading to the Justice League movie.
And that's gonna be the big thing, Avengers versus Justice League.
Well, we had this discussion before. Avengers is gonna play it safe. We'll see how safe Justice League plays it. That doesn't look like they're gonna, shy away from the violence at all.
No, but I think I'm willing to say that right now Warner Brothers is not afraid of Marvel anymore.
Yeah.
The cracks are there. Marvel, even though their movies are great, when we do our, we haven't done our summer review, Avengers has become forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't say forgettable. It's become old hat. Okay, we've been there. Let's go ahead and get something new.
Yeah, and
you're not going to forget it, but you're just going to say, "Oh, that was good."
Yeah, I'll say that. Okay, I mean, I didn't say I hated Avengers 2. I thought it was great. I liked the movie. I have it on Vudu now.
But it could have been more.
Yeah, it could have been more. And then Ant-Man was great. I got to say, Ant-Man was great. But did any of us feel anything new?
Mm-mm. Nope.
No.
A little with Ant-Man.
I think it'll be interesting once they get rid of the tech angle. I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange. They're bringing in magic. I want to see what they're gonna do with that. The one thing every Marvel movie so far has had is it's tech heavy. Every one of them. So it'll be interesting to see if they're gonna keep that.
Well, continuing with your thought, Chino, I gotta say I'm looking forward to Thor 3 Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
That one, that one keeps surprising me. Thor, I thought, it's not gonna be that good. It was good.
Yeah.
Thor 2. Again, I was like, it's not going to be that good. It's good.
I thought Thor 2 is actually better than Thor 1.
Yeah, in many ways it is.
Yeah.
Are they bringing Enchantress out?
Yes, the Enchantress has been casted.
Good.
Are they bringing Beta Ray Bill back?
That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
Oh.
That's the big rumor that we're going to see Beta Ray Bill.
I want to see.
Awesome.
I want to see Beta Ray Bill and Stormbreaker. I need to see Stormbreaker.
There's the rumor that you saw a brief glimpse of Beta Ray Bill in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
In Collector's Room.
Rumor again, but I have yet to actually see the screenshot of it.
Yeah.
And then also jumping to Marvel news, since we're talking about it and all this, I wanted your opinion on this. We know, yes, the Marvel movies are coming. Nothing has changed in that. The rumorvilles that I'm talking about, they're keeping everything hush hush. But the news has been the change in the bosses. Now, I'm bad with names, but supposedly one boss got kicked out, which was the guy, not the guy doing the movies, it was the guy doing the comics and the TV show and the animated series. He was the boss of that basically they threw him out. Because one, he was known for being a cheapskate, being a tight ass, and if you've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it kind of makes sense now. And also, they're still keeping this up, even though this was this guy's idea. Marvel has canceled all X-Men titles. Yep. They've canceled Wolverine, Fantastic Four are gone. And I gotta say, is this playing fair?
Well, it's their brand, dude. They can do whatever they want with it, to be honest,
Yeah,
but
you know why why they're doing this.
Well, yes, obviously we know why they're doing it, They're trying to draw as little attention to, the... What company is it? It's not Sony. It's Fox? Yeah, Fox.
Fox.
Damn you, Fox.
Yeah, Fox is still like, Disney is like, oh boy, we love Fantastic Four. Keep doing it. Why don't you get that director to do an X-Men movie too?
We told you have him to go ahead and do Daredevil, but I mean, not Daredevil. Deadpool. But you didn't listen to us on that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing that they're going to have to go ahead and make sure that they get right, because Deadpool fans will kill you.
Yes.
Well,
It's going to be we're going to be having a fight reminiscent of the Green Bay Packers versus 49ers fight just this past weekend.
Dude, our demographics are not football fans, okay?
No.
It went over their heads, okay?
No.
Let's go ahead and say it this way.
Yeah,
If they
nerd it
make
up, please.
Bull, that one Packer fan is going to be being beaten. That one, Fox agent is going to be beaten by all the Deadpools in the world if they mess up that movie.
You gotta nerd it up, man. It's
Yeah,
like whatchamacallit? It's like a Spock in a Star Wars convention. It's not gonna get.
Hey, we've seen that. We've seen that.
Yep.
Fanboys.
Yeah. No, but one, I do think eventually, and I think eventually 20th Century Fox is just going to have to eat crow and just take that punch in the gut and give it to Disney. They're going to. Fantastic Four. The producer said, "Oh, there's hope for a Fantastic Four sequel," and I read that and I'm like,
You must have been watching some Gandalf. It's a fool's hope.
I don't know what this guy's smoking, but
He's been smoking some old Toby.
And his socks.
it might explain how the movie got made. But
Actually, good point. Yeah, it would.
they had to be high to do that. But even
Dude, it'd
if,
be so funny if he didn't have pants on.
let's be honest here, okay? If you get the most awesome film scriptwriter, and I'm talking about the guy who did the Captain America movies, and then you got Josh Whedon, and they put all their money into making Fantastic Four 2, and you have this directors, you have all this money and all that. People are still gonna remember how awful the first movie was, and they're not going to see the second one.
Well, no.
Even if you
start putting
Michael
some
Bay it
different
up,
names
it's not
on
gonna
it.
work.
Well, adding Michael Bay in the mix goes, for us, it goes ahead and takes it even lower.
Not as low as this.
Just remember, his next film is going to be The Birds.
Transformers has not been that bad.
Well, they're working on Transformers 5 now.
I know they're not going to stop that franchise anytime soon.
Yeah, it's
but
a worldwide moneymaker.
The only way we can say all this is the Fantastic Four Ninja Turtles movie. That's what.
Oh. Fantastic Four Ninja Turtle Battleship movie.
Hey, and you know what? I wish I was kidding, but you read you guys like me read that Sony or heard about that Sony article where they wanted to put the 21 Jump Street thing into Men in Black. You know what I mean?
Oh my
and that was an actual
God.
idea that we're discussing.
Yeah, and on our morning show in El Paso, we have a morning show, KLAQ. They were talking to a Hollywood film insider.
Yeah.
And this guy's a legit guy. Yeah, you heard it, Orly.
Mhm.
And he was basically saying that 20th Century Fox, their bosses are stupid.
Yeah.
That they're idiots. They're just greedy idiots who don't know anything about Hollywood or the fans. They have no idea what Fantastic Four is. And I can tell by watching the movie. I don't think the director knew what Fantastic Four was. Somebody had to explain it to him.
Someone gave him a comic book one day. He read about 5 pages and said, "I know everything about Fantastic Four. I'm gonna do it."
Jeez,
Yeah, you don't even have the thing say clobbering time. You have his brother say it.
and then the Torch and the Thing never talked until the end, and then it was just
And then
awkward.
all of a sudden they
guys,
just start
we'll go
fighting.
on. We'll go on this forever. Let's just go ahead.
Yeah.
And happy thoughts. Happy
Agreed.
thoughts.
Well,
Happy
happy
thoughts.
thoughts are here indeed. Okay, TV.
Yes.
Excuse me. TV.
And I maintain with the TV again. DC Comics or Warner Brothers is ruling TV, man. Marvel's still stumbling, but Warner Brothers is getting it done.
Well, I got to bring up for one. I am looking forward to Gotham,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
but I'm scared.
Mhm.
Honestly,
course.
I'm kind of
I
scared.
think they've made some mistakes. Some very good storylines they've basically killed off.
They have, and then two, I'm just worried that they're just going to repeat themselves.
Yeah.
And then watching the trailers and all that, I'm still kind of like, it just looks like you guys are just repeating yourselves. Okay, you have a teenage redhead kid who they're making it too obvious that it's the Joker, which now I'm starting to think it's not. It's kind of like their M. Night Shyamalan moment, which, by the way, he's made a comeback. And
Yeah, but do you know how much of a budget they actually allowed him to have?
hey, he made
They
a
made
comeback,
that film for $5 million, I do believe that they
and
said.
it was a
$5
good
million.
movie. It was
Yeah, but that's
good.
all they would trust him with.
What movie is this?
It's
Visit?
The Visitor.
Yeah, the Visitor.
Okay.
It reminds me of when Waterworld came out. Kevin Costner's next was basically the golf movie. I've forgotten the name of it. But they said, this is as much water as we're going to allow you to have. And it was one of those bathing pools that you put out on the lawn. They said, this is as much water as you get.
Well, you know, if we're gonna talk bad movies, I've yet to see something that came out as horribly as a Battlefield Earth.
Oh.
Okay.
Actually, I would say yes.
Well, you know, when you try to create your own religion and then turn around and make a movie off of it, yeah, that's what you get.
You have to understand, the guy was an ex-con. He was conning everybody.
And it was so bad, I'm surprised that Tom Cruise didn't show up in that.
No.
Scientologist.
His good friend John Travolta did.
Yeah,
That's because it's all about Scientology.
Yeah,
And he messes up everybody's name in it.
but going back to the subject a bit, same thing. I got to bring up the same thing. Flash is scaring me a little bit too. I'm a little bit scared for the Flash. Yeah, because one, I didn't like the way I have a love-hate thing with the ending. You know, you know, he's running, he sees the time things, you see Killer Frost, you see some potential bad guys, you see like what's coming, you see the new suit and all that, and then the final shot's the heroic, you know, speed and dun dun, you know, and it ends like that. And we know that Jay Garrick is coming. They gave us the clue with the helmet, and which they have to explain how apparently it's a world with no heroes, but apparently now there are.
I think they're gonna do a dimension thing, man. I think Jake Garrick's gonna be from another dimension. I think that's the angle they're gonna go with. That makes sense to me, you know. And I think the new villain is gonna be from another dimension, possibly, you know. That's the angle I'm seeing. We'll see.
It throws me off
To see,
because it said that he will be the founder of Justice League. So that means that Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, they're all out there. And they explained too, just to cover this up, since we're on the Flash, they explained why there's going to be two Flashes, a movie Flash and a TV Flash.
Multi-universe?
No, they said they're doing it for freedom. Because the people in the Flash TV series are allowed to do anything they want. They pretty much have a lot of freedom. But if they're bound, yes, David, because that's what you want. You want everybody to be gay. And
well, that's a lot of freedom if they're allowed to do that.
yeah, David, let's cut your freedom off a little bit here. We're going to mute you for a bit. You know, but they said if they do a movie, then he's stuck. They can't have him do stuff because potentially the movie might have something else in mind.
You know, and I like that idea. I always wanted him to keep it separate. I didn't want them to be combined, you know. I'm not worried. So far, it's been good. So far, actually, I was kind of surprised how good the first season was. I was pleasantly surprised, you know. And I think one of the things we've talked about before is, you know, first season and stuff like that, they're just discussing the origin of the character and they're getting into him. At least here, he's a little bit more seasoned. We'll see where they go with that. We'll see if they introduce Barry West. More than likely they will, so that'll be interesting, you know.
You mean Barry Allen?
Barry Allen.
No. Barry.
Wally West.
Yeah, Wally West. There we go. Hopefully, you know, I think they're probably going to introduce Wally West somewhere in there.
I think so, and of course there's more villains. We know the Legends of Tomorrow are coming, and it looks pretty good. I like the Hawkeye I mean, the Hawkman and Hawkgirl designs.
I like the
yeah.
villain, man, Vandal Savage. That's interesting. I wonder who
Oh
they're gonna have to
yeah.
play him.
Yeah.
Well,
That
he's
was
one
an
of the
interesting
best
angle.
villains they ever had for DC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
he's
of
he's awesome for that.
He's been around
Hopefully-
long enough.
And
them.
hopefully, I think it's time for them to expand. I hope that they get it together and decide to have Superman come out, Batman come out, different actors, of course, but just to show, just to show that they can do it. That there is a TV Batman, there is a TV Superman. It's
I kinda
time for
hope
that to happen.
And it's
That-
interesting
But they
now
say
that
the
That kind of throws it off for me though, just because you kind of want it. You kind of want all of them to meld. You want to be able to see it on the big screen and then turn around and come home and see it continue. And it kind of gives you a little divergence when you go with two different.
not me. I don't want them to go ahead and be stuck with the mistakes that they do in Gotham.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
And,
think Gotham's making any mistakes.
Well, that's a
Okay.
Gotham was good, but I did kind of lose interest somewhere towards the middle. And thankfully, they managed to catch me again. But they did have some really slow episodes where it kind of lost interest.
Yeah.
But like I said, they managed to catch up, and they managed to get me again. Not like Agents of Shield, which
Lost you for a season.
lost me for a while, and then finally towards the end, I decided to catch up with it out of what the heck,
Well,
not
let-
because
Let's bring it up here, okay? The humans are Marvel's answer to the mutants.
Yeah.
That's the thing I'm thinking. When
Yeah.
I see humans, I'm seing mutants, and I'm just like, oh, they're slapping it in 20th Century Fox's face because the mutants, they can only appear live action only on film. They do not have rights for a TV show, and Disney will not let them do it. So again, I think it's hilarious when they say the humans. I'm thinking mutants. They're mutants.
Well, yeah, you can see the way that they're going with Daisy. I mean, when they first started the show, they said there weren't going to be any superheroes, there weren't going to be any superpowers, and now all of a sudden it's like they're making a full 360.
Well, dude, because all the audience left and they're, hold on, we're bringing heroes,
It was exactly. It was a dumb move in the first place. You can't have a story about superheroes and then pull out all the superheroes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Going back to DC, we do have another season of Green Arrow coming out. I mean, no, not Green Arrow, just Arrow.
Well, he's going to be Green Arrow this season.
Really?
He's going
Oh,
Green
that's
Arrow.
cool.
He's going on full Green Arrow.
He's
Yeah,
going
he's
to
going
be
full green.
Yeah,
like Colonel.
He's going to be full green.
this season he's going to be called Green Arrow.
All right. But what interests me, and I want to see if they will spin it off, because Constantine's going to be on the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot
And-
about that. You're right.
And I'm interested to see, because I feel that NBC dropped the ball with Constantine. Put it
Yeah.
at the wrong time, wrong place, handled it in the wrong way, because they kept on promoting it alongside with Grimm, and unfortunately the two shows, in my opinion, were too close to many people's viewers' eyes. Now, if Constantine was now on the CW, I think he would get the chance that he really does deserve to go ahead and continue with the new series.
Well, the only problem is that with that it would be Supernatural.
Yeah, it really is.
Right, but that really didn't hurt Supernatural. I mean, to go against David's point, Buffy first came out, and then the pickup show next to that was Supernatural, and it really didn't hurt Supernatural at all.
And
Basically
Angel.
it's the same presence, and Supernatural's still going on.
But they didn't put it back to back. They didn't
Yeah,
put.
I think they did.
They didn't. They
Yeah.
did. Did they
It was
put
Angel.
Supernatural right after?
I think so for a while
Well,
there.
no,
I might
no.
be wrong.
Ramon's right. It was Buffy and Angel.
Yeah.
People
And
forget
Angel never
Supernatural's been
succeeded
around
as
for a
much as-
while.
Yeah. Angel never succeeded as much as Buffy did, though.
No, it didn't.
It had a great series finale, but yeah, you're right. It's just a shadow. It's just a shadow of Buffy, and people forget Supernatural's been on for like almost 8 seasons.
Really?
Yeah,
Probably more, actually.
No,
I don't know. Is it 8? Just 8? It feels like
It
more.
came
I
on when
thought he came after Buffy.
Yeah.
Not just like same time, but period.
it
You know,
came
you have-
on with Smallville at the same time.
Right.
And so Smallville ended in 7 seasons. So yeah, it's going on.
No, I think Smallville had 10 seasons. Didn't it?
No, it was 9.
Was it 9? No, 9
How
seasons.
many seasons were there of Smallville?
I think 9.
No, he's asking Siri.
I'm asking.
Cortana.
I'm asking
Cortana.
Cortana. How
Cortana.
many seasons of Smallville were there?
She's lying.
10.
10.
10 seasons. First episode was October 16th, 2001. It ended May 13th, 2011.
Technology. You answer all of our questions.
You know, the interesting thing about
She
Arrow,
was right,
though,
my
and
God.
you know, they kind of introduced this in the previous season. With Arrow, they showed the Lazarus Pit. They showed
Oh.
the Lazarus Pit exists.
Supernatural is on its 10th season.
Okay.
Wow.
This is going to be
Yeah.
its 10th season.
Wow.
Yeah,
I thought
so
it was
that,
canceled already.
my
Yeah,
daughter's
but-
all into it.
But with Arrow, it's interesting. You know, they already introduced the Lazarus Pit, and they showed Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah,
Ra's al Ghul.
they showed him using it to heal his wounds. So we know there's some mysticism there. And the interesting thing about this season is it's gonna be more mysticism. So that'll be interesting. We'll see how
Oh,
they
by
play
the way, it's Voldemort. Voldemort.
Voldemort.
I was right for all these years.
What?
For what?
Everybody kept saying Voldemort. Voldemort.
Voldemort. Who the
Voldemort.
heck?
It was an R.
Voldemort.
It was an R at
It's
the end.
always been Voldemort.
Voldemort. People have said Voldemort.
I hear Voldemort.
I hear Voldemort.
I never heard anybody say Voldemort.
They always said it. And then finally J.K. Rowling said, no, it's Voldemort.
I thought it was
People
Shermo.
say- I've never heard it pronounced the other way. But then again, in the audiobook of the Witcher books, Dandelion is called Dandelion.
Uh,
It's, British pronunciations.
Yeah, it's British. But we're wrapping things up here a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit. We talked about The Flash and all that. And we got to bring up the show here that's been the longest now is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
mm-hmm.
And this one, I mentioned it last year that they got to keep doing something to make it to season 3, and I got to say I'm surprised. I'm
That they
surprised
made it?
that there's a season 3 of S.H.I.E.L.D., season 2 of Agent Carter. I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's what surprised me.
Yeah, I'm just completely shocked. It's
Well,
gone that far.
when you're Disney, you have enough money to just slap people
Keep
in the
pouring
face.
into it.
No, you still obey ratings. You still obey ratings.
I believe in the show. We can do it.
I just have one question. Where's my Lone Ranger 2 movie? That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm winning the doctor with the rest of the things.
Well, of course.
Well, go.
Well, it is planned to be greenlit long time before a John Carter of Mars.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
You
oh.
bring back some. You opened up some wounds right there.
I would not put those 2 movies back to
What's
back.
his own name?
No, I said that it got greenlit
John
before.
Carter.
Yeah.
John Carter was the biggest tragedy ever. Okay, that could have been a franchise, and they killed it.
Yeah. That's like Dingo took my baby kind of stuff right there.
Yeah.
But
But
out ate my baby.
honestly, this is the thing. I'm gonna watch it, but
John Carter?
No, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sorry, back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The last season, the season finale, and all that, I honestly did not care at all what happened to anybody.
And that girl got ate up by that monolith thingy. I didn't give a 2 shakes of a rat's tail on that one.
Yeah. Didn't care at all. If she's dead, I don't care. If she's back, I don't care.
She turned into something else. Okay, go.
I told you they screwed it up when they turned around and took the pretty Ethiopian girl and turned her into a porcupine.
Foresight, that is your power. What the hell?
What?
You need to put that in a T-shirt, man.
I'm just hoping that they deal more with the superheroes. They deal more with the. I know they deal around with what happens in the Marvel universe, and this is why I think DC has it right, that the TV and the movies are separate. Go ahead.
You know, the only way the show's gonna get interesting is they gotta get away from the Shield thing. All right, they did that all second season. I don't want to see a repeat of that. You know what I
But
mean?
it's Agents of Shield.
No, I know, but what I'm talking about is I'm tired of the whole Shield and Hydra thing. Oh, they put straight into fish. Hopefully they got over that instead of God, because I'm bored of that. You know, I don't care. I hope there's a Shield. I hope they go do adventures, and kind of a little like the first season. And you have actual superhero and supervillain fights or something. Something a little along those lines or something.
Well, that traitor is still around, and he got an army.
Mm-hmm.
So. And a bunch of bikers were going Hail Hydra, and I'm kind of like...
not just the army. He's putting people together as Hydra.
Yes.
All right, dude, you're like this super spy, all-American super spy before, and now all of a sudden you're an agent of Hydra?
Okay, Renee.
Yeah.
How about this matchup? Who would win? Cobra versus Hydra.
Cobra. It's not a contest. You know what? Who's gonna win? My mud or the shoe? Well, the shoe, obviously.
Well, okay, all right. Here's one thing. What does Hydra have when you have Cobra with a weather dominator?
Sleep on the weather dominator to get you.
Well,
Hydra's kind of like Cobra, but Cobra the Skeleton Crew, that's kind of what Hydra is.
I know, right? No Deathstroke.
But I'm talking about classic Hydra from the comics, not the one from this TV show.
Well, you know what? From the comics, Cobra from the comic books are pretty dangerous.
Actually, if you look back to your history, Hydra was actually kind of Cobra, to be honest. They kind of took the inspiration of Cobra to create Hydra in a way, They're kind of almost similar organizations.
You ever notice?
Long before Cobra came around.
Yeah, maybe, but they're similar concepts, dude. They're very similar concepts. They're interchangeable, basically. If we're talking early Hydra.
They all stole Spectre anyway.
Yep.
All right, we gotta be.
But did you notice? Did you notice how the Cobra Troopers have a name similar to the Stormtroopers?
Well, everybody's influenced, man. Well, we gotta get going. Before we go, we gotta say happy birthday to G.I. Joe. It's 30 years old.
Wow.
Joe!
Happy birthday!
It's older than that.
By the way, did you guys see my latest
Joe
post?
versus Cobra. Joe versus Cobra premiered this week, 30 years ago. So
yeah.
Happy birthday!
Did you guys
Happy
hear?
birthday to you.
Cobra Commander.
You guys see sorry.
what?
Go ahead, David.
Basically the last post that I put on the website there for the Star Wars the new video game coming out. If you get the deluxe edition, you get a mini fridge of Han Solo encased in kryptonite.
Carbonite.
Don't
turn your nerd card in.
Carbonite.
Come to rescue Han Solo now.
Okay,
That's so bad.
we gotta go.
Before we go, I saw an interesting meme about that where they were talking about how. Do you ever wonder if the Indiana Jones adventures are actually Han Solo when he's in Carbonite dreaming? That whole Indiana Jones thing is.
I like that.
All right, we gotta go. Catch our show. Catch our website, Facebook. Nerds on the Couch. Bye.